All of us love to travel, don't we? And we love to travel to faraway countries or to different states in the same country. And I'm sure many of you love the seas and the beaches. So whenever we visit any other place, any other country, we marvel at the new sights and new smells, new sound, new food. And it all seems so different, isn't it? When we go from India to, let's say, South America, the food looks so different. We go to Thailand, it looks very different. Today, I'm going to show you how coastal foods are very similar beneath the surface. And I've taken an example of a Keralite famous dish called Meen Moilee, which is a fish cooked in coconut milk. And a similar dish from Thailand, which is known the world over as Thai curry. Now, that all brings us to a very interesting introspection of how cultures are built around food. I've chosen the pomfret for the Meen Moilee and fillets of tilapia for the Thai curry. The first thing to do for us would be to carve up the fishes. So this is the Meen Moilee, and therefore I'll expect people to eat fish with bones. Finally, though both are fishes, one can cut out a fillet of the pomfret also, which is boneless. But just to be authentic, what I'm going to do is to cut these pomfrets into pieces which are reminiscent of how it is eaten in the particular region, which is Kerala in this case. So I'll just make broad cuts here. As you can see, I have no intention of frying the fish, because in this coconutty curry, you don't really fry, you stew the fish, and the fish gets stewed within the coconut milk and also the different spices. So the fish that I'm using for Thai curry naturally is something which is boneless, because that's where the typical way of eating a Thai curry across the world, with the bone. Now, sometimes some people would leave out the head and some people will keep it. So at this point of time, I'm choosing to leave out the head and keep it for frying and enjoying it as a different snack. So this is going to be the fish to be used. Well, how do we start? Like every dish and every curry, or every great curry, it starts with frying the onion. But there are a couple of steps in this before that. And that step is to do with how we temper the oil. So we're going to use the same oil, which is the coconut oil, because coconut oil is the natural oil for all coastal dishes, because that's what's available freely in coastal areas. There's a lot of coconut trees, Thailand as well as in Kerala. So here goes coconut oil, generous amount of coconut oil for the Thai curry, and equally generous amount of coconut oil for the Meen Moilee. You might be wondering about the quantity of the oil. Don't worry, it's part of the taste and flavor, not just for frying. Now in this one, for the Meen Moilee, what we have to do is we have to temper the oil with urad dal. Now, urad dal as a lentil has an important property, which is it gets rid of the top notes of the aroma. The coconut oil is very strong, and therefore it needs to be tempered. So we are taking a shortcut. I'm going to do it with the strainer and temper the oil with the urad dal right here. So I'll keep it there, and you can hear the oil and the urad dal interacting with each other. I think we'll need a little more oil. Yeah, it is in contact. The oil is in contact with the urad dal, and that is what is important. On this one, which is the Thai curry, here, instead of the urad dal, I'm going to use a bit of herbs, a bit of natural herbs, which are dried herbs of rosemary and thyme, because there again they are going to infuse the oil with a bit of a thyme, or again the top notes which are much more flavorful to the international nose. As you can see, urad dal is spluttering. It's turning, some of them have started turning brown. So everything to the right of this red marker are to be used for the Meen Moilee, Keralite Meen Moilee. Everything on this side of the blue marker are exclusively for Thai curry, and the ones in between are common, which is onion, my favorite, black pepper, coconut milk, coconut cream, and lemon leaf. Lemon leaves are a great ingredient. See how the lentils are turning brown. One half has turned brown and the other half is turning brown. And this is the time I have to be careful, very vigilant, because they should not burn. If they burn, then the entire oil would be spoiled. So this is done, they're turned brown, not black, and I get rid of them and go back to cooking. These herbs can remain. The next things to put here are bay leaves. A lot of splutter will happen, and I can avoid that a bit by using a small technique. Well, I am now reducing the heat on both so that they are there for cooking. Well, here it is. What I can do with this particular interesting contraption is I can actually hold the ladle like this, and I can cook like this without the fear of the oil hitting my hand. So some more bay leaves, and this side I'm going to put culantro. Culantro is the equivalent of bay leaves. Lot of spluttering, and they are the ones which are going to now temper the oil, just like the bay leaves are going to temper the oil this side. Next thing is to do traditional cooking. Take the onion and put them in, and same thing for the Thai curry. Both Meen Moilee and Thai curry can be cooked without onion. But to get the best out of the rest of the spices, having an onion base really helps. What we are going to do is to add things which are now separate and very distinct. So tomatoes go in to make the Meen Moilee colorful and luscious in its own way. And this side, as I come, I put in eggplant. Well, this doesn't look like the traditional eggplant, but this is an eggplant variety, the Thai variety, and I'm going to put them in. They are sharp in taste, quite give off a lot of heat, but they are actually an eggplant variety, and we are going to use them just like we are using tomato in the Meen Moilee. We are using these for the Thai curry. Okay. Next comes the turn of the chili. So we'll need it again. No? So it's not a very hot dish, so therefore we are putting limited amount. But when it comes to Thai curry, remember, that dish gives off heat not for the faint-hearted and is only tempered by the coconut milk. So these are bird eye chilies, red bird eye chilies, which are quite hot, quite flavorful, and here they are. I can cut them in a slanted fashion or straight, but I'm not making them smaller. I'm keeping large ones so that people who don't want them can avoid them. So as you see, I'm adding one by one ingredient from both sides, and they correspond to each other pretty well. Now comes the next one, which is very distinctive for the coastal South Indian cooking, which is the curry patta. The curry leaves are extremely important part of the cooking, and as you see, I'm adding it a little later after the onion has come in. Otherwise, the curry leaves tend to burn. They tend to burn very fast. And so far, I'm using the same a ladle to cook both. And here, in place of curry leaves, what do I put? I put Thai basil. So I'm going to put sprigs of Thai basil leaves. Same, a green leaf with a distinctive flavor. Curry leaf that side, Thai basil leaf this side, emanate from the whole curry very beautifully. So in case of the Thai curry, I had kept a little higher heat because I wanted the onion to get crisper. As you see, in case of this, in case of the Meen Moilee, this is at a lower heat because here the slushiness of the translucent onion is what is required for the gravy to sink finally, and we'll put the heat on a little later. It is, well, what's the next one to put in? Ginger. So again, I'm using ginger as a spice, so I'm doing it by hand as per your taste. Roughly about 1.5 teaspoon, and I'll do the same with the galangal. Not discriminating at all, but technically galangal goes a little more in the Thai curry. What I'm doing, I'm just putting it in the same proportion just to see what happens if everything, corresponding things are put in almost similarly. And while they're simmering, I will take that time to actually prepare the fish for the Thai curry. This is the tilapia fish. Tilapia is a nice filletable fish. Very thin fillets can be found, and this fillets really work well when you are trying to cook it straight in a curry and not fried. Okay, so this can be kept ready for when the time comes, which will be soon. The next item to be put in will be turmeric. Now, there are many ways of putting in turmeric. The one that I prefer is to make it water soluble, and I will use not only water, I will use a bit of coconut milk to mix with this, because I am not using any water in the cooking so far. So if I put in the coconut milk too early into the curry, there is a danger of it curdling. So one has to be careful, and therefore one of the tricks is to mix it with turmeric and make it a slush and start coloring it and waiting for this color to dissipate. Right now, all it will do is to give a lot of flavor. Here it is. Right. Now on this side, what do we do? Well, on this side, we'll put in a little bit of Thai curry paste. Now, Thai curry paste is a fermented paste of the same ingredients that we are using, but it's prepared for giving it the tanginess and the kind of flavor that it deserves. And I'll mix it quickly in before it starts burning. Well, it stopped spluttering, so I think I can get rid of this now and can get back to cooking normally. Well, there's turmeric involved, and there is red chili and involved, so I think I better put on an apron. A little bit of good stir here. The colors are coming through, as you can see. It will need a little more color, but we'll keep on tempering that as we go along. Now for the spices. For the dry Indian spices, I again use one of the tea strainers. I'll put star anise, and in this case I will put some clove. I'll not put too many of the other dry spices like cinnamon. Doesn't go well with the rest of the Thai curry. My opinion, that's how it is. And then, yeah, 2 star anises and some nice generous amount of clove, and I dunk it into the oil. So this is the stage where I'm going to take the blue ladle off and start using it for the Thai curry, and same for Meen Moilee, because now they are starting to get slightly differently flavored. Right. Now the time for salt. So let us add salt. A lot of coconut milk is going to come in. There's tomato, so nice generous helping of salt, which can always be adjusted later on with the coconut milk. So Thai curry is a green curry, so there's no turmeric this side. But what we are doing is we are making sure that the color of the curry is determined more by the ingredients which are largely green, which will be tempered by white. Well, here goes the tilapia fish. We are coming to the end of the cook. We are not very far away, because now once we put the fish in, we can't cook them for very long. Let the fish first be enveloped with the herbs to absorb the flavors. You can see how both of them are cooking well on a low flame, and the tomatoes have to remain, they have to retain their structure. At this point, I'm going to put something which is common to both, a bit of black pepper, my eternal favorite, and something which lifts the Meen Moilee to a great extent. Some of the black pepper is already into the paste here, so I don't put so much as I have put in the Meen Moilee. The pomfret goes in. And similarly for this, let them get completely enveloped with the onions. And this is where the onions are most useful. They are holding the entire spice blend, they're absorbing it, including the colors and the oil. And when I'm putting a protein in, the onions are helping for the protein to be cooked from all the sides, to be really engulfed into the flavors. Tilapia is a very delicate fish, so it has to be handled with care, otherwise it can break. So as you see, I am putting a lot of the Thai mixtures of the curry into here. Can you see the difference now? I've been essentially putting similar ingredients both sides, but the development of the dish is happening slightly differently. So now I'm going to add coconut milk. So now we're going to put the coconut milk. Well, I've got some measures so that it's useful and helpful to understand. So I'll go take the half cup measure and use that and gradually keep adding. So if I do this, so let me just little less than half cup first, I'm adding it here. All this while it is kept at slow flame. You don't want to ruin the entire dish and so much of work. Same thing here. Both are cast iron pans, and now I take half more of that and I add it in. Same thing here. So it's about total about 3/4 cup of coconut milk is in already. Well, now is the time to cover them and let the coconut milk do its magic. Can you see the colors? Aren't they just wonderful? Beautiful colors here, which are tinged with yellow and red, and this is a surfeit of red and green. Time to cover and cook for a few minutes with the cover on and take it from there. Right, so the curries are coming along nicely. There we are. They started taking shape, and as they're getting near completion, I have a couple of new other things to put in, and that's the lemon leaf. So lemon leaf we need to add in now and let it stew in that so that its flavors are also beautifully felt inside the curry. Not too many, just crack it a bit, crack it open, and I put 3 of them in this one and maybe 2 large ones here. Some of these things are very magical, something which I'm going to put again in the Thai curry now, which is unique to itself, which is lemongrass. Now this is a very hard tough thing to put in, and I don't want it to come into anybody's mouth. So I'm trying to create a bouquet garni here, the same bouquet garni which I made with the Indian spices. Now I'm putting in the lemongrass much later, as you can see, and there's a reason for that. This is very strong, and it's something which could have dominated the Thai curry. And there it is. We made a bit of a bundle. I'm going to leave it there at one end. I don't want it to be overpowered by the lemongrass. Now is the time to put in a little more coconut milk. So maybe another quarter cup of coconut milk. I'll use the same spoon though. I'm using a whole composite spoon. Yeah. Add it slowly, doing its bit. As you can see, the color has started turning a little the Thai green. On the other hand, this one is still very turmeric-y, so this needs little more dollops of this. There we are. Give it a little stir, not too much, because the fish is there, remember, and the fish is going to break now. It's almost finished, about 95% cooked, waiting for the last burst. And for the last burst, to make it a little sweeter, I'm going to put a bit of coconut cream into it. This is a thicker version, little sweeter version of the coconut. As I said earlier, we have put a lot of salt and which gets offset by many things, the coconut especially, and the tomato here. And in both the cases, it's almost like a garnishing I do. It also thickens the gravy a bit. And it's time to test the fish. Remember, I put the fish in together, so I don't really need to test both the fishes. As long as the pomfret is done, which is a tougher fish, a little more rubbery, we will be happy that the tilapia must have been made properly. Well, if it comes out clean and okay, without any bits sticking, see how soft it is already. It's going in like knife into butter. So the fish is cooked. And we have to wait for the last maybe a minute or so for it to come through. One doesn't need to switch from anything to anything. In fact, a lot of us in corporate world, we sometimes tend to think that the day starts at 8 o'clock and doesn't end, especially if we work across time zones. And I've been working across all the time zones last so many years. So there are calls at 11 o'clock in the night, and there are calls at 7:30 in the morning, and you tend to travel a lot, and you tend to lose touch with your other facets and the things which would give you a lot of pleasure. I think when we talk about multitasking, we talk about multitasking at work. Real multitasking is when you can combine family, pleasure, hobby, traveling for fun, and whatever makes you happy along with your work. And the internet and remote working has made it easier to do, because you can actually work from home, you can work from elsewhere, you can intersperse working with your hobbies. And many companies, many organizations nowadays have put up such facilities for even people who are not so able to handle their calendars. They can manage things within the office if they are attending office, and sometimes of course with flexi working. So I think it's very important that people pick up what gives them a pleasure, one thing, something that they can continue way beyond their professional careers and start becoming good at it. Let's see. Here we are. The two dishes, both ready to be eaten, perfectly done. One is clearly showing the Thai, the olive green color. Other one is obviously the Meen Moilee, which is yellow in color. And both of them are ready. Delicious dishes for everyone to eat. So do like, share, subscribe, stay happy, and join us next time.